get in the car, never go back and strap the bike down. It's just sitting on the rack, right? So now I leave town, and the bike's cool. It just looks normal. And I'm always the type that looks back constantly. I'm always looking in the rearview mirror, and the bike's there, and it looks fine. And I get on the freeway, and I'm going. Everything's normal. I get out of the slow lane. I move into the center lane, and I start accelerating. And I'm going about 75, and I see the bike sort of swaying. And I'm like, why is it doing that? And then, that thought came to my head, oh, shit, I never strapped it down. And the minute I thought about that, dude, it flew off like a balloon.
Take four. Thank you very much, everybody, for joining Danny and I on the BMX Podcast tonight, Saturday night. This is our first Saturday night together, dude.
Is it really? I guess it is, huh?
The Saturday night special.
Yeah, I think you're right, man. Yeah, Kevin talked me into it because it was either that or get up early tomorrow. And I'm like, I don't want to get up early tomorrow.
Yeah, we've been busy. I was busy today putting up Christmas lights, dude. What a pain in the ass.
Kevin's the first person I ever heard cussing about putting Christmas lights up. He's going, I got to put up these effing Christmas lights. And I'm like, dude, you're not supposed to cuss when you're referring to Christmas. Today
was the first time I've never heard you say the F word, but you wrote it in a text today. I'm all, oh my gosh, it's the first time he's ever done that.
Yeah, because we were going back and forth, man, about should we just film tonight? And I go, F it, man, I'm not doing anything. Let's go. I just needed a little bit of recovery time, man, because working at my dad's just wears me out, dude. I was just tired. And I took a shower, ate, took a little nap, good to go.
Nice, dude. So today we're going to do a little bit of we're going to talk about some more bikes. I think I like doing the bike thing.
Yeah.
We're going to talk maybe about that video that I sent you today that was very interesting that I had no idea. Did you watch the video for the Jose Yanez video?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, cool. And I think Danny has a game maybe that we can play.
Yeah, I'm going to try to. It's an experiment, so if it goes bad, remember it's just an experiment.
All right, man. Hey, so so we were talking earlier today. And I told you that, okay, let's go back to one of our previous episodes where you had mixed up two riders in the movie Rad, the guy that did the backflip, which was, you eventually learned you realized it was Jose Yanez, right?
Right.
Okay. And then I was watching YouTube today. I was watching some of our competitors' videos and trying to get some inside information. And one of this video came about Jose Yanez being homeless, and I sent it to Danny. I go, dude, did you know about this? And apparently Dan didn't know either. Now, I don't know when that was. It was dropped on YouTube 2 years ago, so he may not be homeless anymore. But at the time, he was homeless, right?
Right. He was barely recognizable, too. Yeah, like I saw the news. I guess the news crew was interviewing him. And his hair's all white and beard was all white. And he kind of had that whole Gandalf look, And I was like, oh, you can't even recognize. And then we're showing clips of him younger, and he's got, real dark hair and the long hair and the mustache and all that. Yeah. And I go, well, I mean, we all look better when we were younger. I mean, but you could see he's had a hard life. You could see it. Yeah. It was kind of sad.
Yeah. To be honest with everybody, I wasn't familiar with Jose Yanez until you dropped his name on the podcast that one night, and so I learned some stuff in that video where he was actually the very first guy to do a backflip on a BMX bike and a motorcycle, and he rode for Ringling Brothers, dude. He was a performer with Ringling Brothers.
Did you know that the reason he got into the whole freestyle BMX thing was because of gymnastics, and he had a scholarship for gymnastics. I guess his family moved and he gave up his scholarship, and so when he looked at BMX freestyle, he thought, oh, they're just doing acrobatics on bikes, and that's what turned him on.
Yeah, and I guess he thought he said he could have won. He could have went to the Olympics, man. He was that good.
Yeah. He mentioned going to the Olympics, and then he went from being nobody knew who he was on a BMX bike to being riding for Hutch and being on the cover of BMX Plus in 1984 or something like that. It's just insane. Yeah. And then obviously, I said obviously he was the guy who did the backflip in the movie Rad, because seeing somebody do a backflip back then isn't as regular as it is now. I mean, people were doing backflips at the Grands, and so now it's kind of more common. Yeah. But hey, somebody had to run the 4-minute mile first, and now more people can do it. Obviously, people evolve and get better, but that's where it all started from. Yeah. Uh-oh. What are you looking for, Kev?
I have a problem with my sound thing. It'll come up. Anyways, I'm good. Go ahead.
All right. So I don't know if you heard any of that, but what I was saying is somebody ran the 4-minute mile first. So Jose Yanez is the first guy to do a backflip on a bike. And so, like, it's pretty historic, dude, because the way I look at it is, would anybody have tried it? Would anybody have had that whole conception of doing a backflip on a bike? And when I was watching the clips of him doing it, it is the same style that riders do today. I mean, they just lean way, way back like that. And I go, wow, they do it exactly the same way. So he was the innovator, obviously, of it all. So kind of sad to see that he was homeless. Yeah.
Yeah, he did. He pulled it off his second try.
He said the second try. I didn't hear that part.
Well, I watched a different video that you didn't see.
Oh.
But in that, I watched another video on him, and it had Martin Aparicio and Eddie Fiola talking about it, and they were saying, like, hey, we all thought about it, we all talked about it, we were all like, is it? But none of us thought it was possible to do it.
Yeah.
So he did it, and he goes, yeah, we thought about it all the time, but no one had the balls to nut up and do it, and then finally he did it, and I think it was Martin that said that he pulled it his second try, that he ever tried it. It was the second time he made it.
Yeah. It's awesome because now it's such a common thing now, but then it made me think, what else are these kids going to develop as time goes on? I mean, because if you watch the X Games and just any sort of freestyle competition now, and the stuff these guys do is insane. Like, a lot of people ask me, oh, you race BMX? And I go, yeah. And they go, do you do that stuff on TV? I'm like, no. No, not even relatively close to that, man. It's a whole different sport. But it's evolved so much, dude. It's amazing to see what these guys can do now. I'm like, holy crap, how did you even think, your mind conceived that idea of that move? You know what I mean? At least that's how I look.
Yeah, dude, yeah. So anyways, if he's interested, you can go on and just Google Jose Yanez, and there's several videos of him being interviewed and that type of thing about his story. Very cool story, and I hope by now he's on his feet and he's good to go now. But this was 2 years ago when this video that I was talking about dropped.
That was the thing I was going to tell you, Kevin. Like, at the end of the video, I guess the news crew went back to go talk to him, and they didn't know where he was. Yeah. I guess there was an area where he slept under these 2 palm trees, and the city said they wiped out that whole homeless camp, which he was living in. Yeah. And they said when they went back to find him, they weren't sure if he got placed into a shelter or what, and he just kind of disappeared. Yeah. So hopefully he's all right,
In the grand scheme of things, how cool is it that you did the trick that Eddie Fiola and Martin didn't have the guts to do? That's fucking awesome, man.
Yeah, man. and it doesn't matter how better Eddie was or Martin was, but he did the backflip, so.
Did either one of them ever flip? Have you ever seen Eddie flip?
Man, that's a real good question. I don't think I've ever seen him do a backflip.
I'm not saying that he can't. I'm just saying I've never seen it.
Yeah, I think the sport. I saw an interview with Eddie Fiola one time, and I think the sport was starting to reach a level where he knew he was like, I'm getting surpassed now. I can't ride at their level anymore. And he knew that he recognized it coming with the younger riders coming in and just elevating the sport. Yeah, so
that sounds like Bob Harrow mastering everything, right? And then Eddie comes behind Bob and raises the bar, and then he realizes, okay, now I'm out. So
then here comes Mike Dominguez, Brian Blyther, and then it just gets bigger and bigger and bigger. I don't know everything about the freestyle world, but I know enough from magazines who was who, and I know it's now I can't tell you who's the top riders. I'm sure your son can.
I'm pretty up on things. I can talk about it.
Oh, can you really?
Yeah.
All right. Well, we have to circle back to that. Hey, I got something from Shane tonight, and I was going to tell you. I forgot to tell you over the phone. We were talking about Joris Dade, and he's the Olympic champion. He's got, I think 6 USA BMX titles, most decorated BMX racer ever. And Chase Bicycles allegedly fired him. Did you hear about that?
I saw Rick Carter.
Oh, you saw
it's going off on Facebook right now. Yeah, I saw that.
It says here there was no mutual agreement. Joris had 1 full year left on his contract and did not even think of leaving. The move to Australia to focus on family excuse is a straight up lie. Disabled comments just proves they wanted to control the narrative. Firing anyone with a family 2 weeks before Christmas by voice note is heartless and disgusting. Those are the notes. These aren't what I wrote. This is what somebody else wrote. Yeah. And all I said to Shane was, "What the F?" And Shane was like, "Exactly."
How do you fire the best racer in the history of BMX?
I don't know what was going on in the thoughts of Chase Bicycles. I don't even know if it's accurate, honestly, dude. But the sport moves, man. It moves on, and it's a young man's sport. I mean, we're in the podcast game, so we could be old and do this, but we couldn't race pro BMX forever. It's very short.
Number 2.
Who's the best guy right now? Is Cam Wood is the number 1 guy right now. He's the number 1 guy. Cam Larson, Cam Wood, and they have Isaac Kennedy is from Australia, and he's still on Chase. So they still have a roster. They're still pretty deep. But he's one of the greatest ever. And that's what I brought up in the last podcast. I go, "Do you guys think he can come back?" And everybody agreed. Yeah, I think he could still make a run at it. Even being at 34 or 34 or 35, I don't know exactly how old he is, but I think I don't know if he's a free agent, man. Who's going to grab him? Who's going to sponsor him? I mean, I would if I had.
Who are the top current BMX manufacturers now?
Chase Bicycles is high on the list. Supercross is high on the list.
Okay, all right, Supercross.
You got Rip Tangent. There's a lot, and there's so many, dude. And the Daylight Cycles is amazing. There's just so many out there right now, And obviously, I can't keep up with all of them.
Okay.
There's quite a bit out there, yeah.
So let's hope that he doesn't have any problem getting another ride sometime.
Yeah, I would love to see him go on a big time sponsor. I mean, if I was Daylight Cycles, I'd grab that dude because he sells bicycles. Let's face it, man. He's an icon. You get him. I mean, I don't know. It's kind of like getting Reggie Jackson when Reggie Jackson wasn't really Reggie Jackson anymore, or you know what I mean? If you're using that sort of, terminology, like what Michael Jordan went to Washington Wizards, when he came back, and he's still Michael Jordan. He's still putting butts in the seats. You know what I mean? And so if I was a bicycle manufacturer, I would definitely want that dude on my roster because I think he still has gas in the tank. You know what I mean? I think he could still do something. I mean, that's my opinion, yeah.
Hey, so we had a conversation, not to change subject, but to change the subject. We had a conversation today about this podcast, this Rad BMX podcast, right? And I saw a clip on Facebook with Eddie Fiola talking to some dude, and apparently there's a podcast somewhere for the Rad BMX movie Have you seen this thing, or have you tried?
Yeah, I saw a clip of it, but I didn't see the actual interview that they had with Eddie Fiola, and he was talking about Ed Helms, the actor, and I was telling you about it. I commented, I go, where do I watch the video? And nobody responded. So I'm like, oh man, I don't even know how to find it. I thought it looked interesting. Didn't it look interesting?
Dude, I was like, yes, because he was saying how the PA was like, when he was on a movie, the PA said, do you ride a bike? And he's like, yeah, why? He goes, because Ed Helms is a huge fan of yours. And he's like, oh, really? Cool. But yeah, I'd love to see that podcast. I haven't looked for it.
I went on YouTube and I found Ed Helms hanging out with Tony Hawk, because I guess he was in the skateboards too. And that was the only video I could find. And I know he was in the commentary of one of the re-releases of Rad in the theater at the end. I didn't know it, and that was the one I missed. Remember I told you? Yeah. I was like, oh, I missed that one. And it was like the first time in a couple of years I didn't see it in the theater. So hopefully it'll run again, or we have to just figure out a way to find it.
Dude, there's a couple times where I've seen podcasts or stuff online, but there's no link to the video. There's no link to the audio, where I'm like, you guys make this too hard for me to find it. I would watch a lot of it or listen to some of it, but every time I click on the link or whatever, there's always some weird. There's never a link on Facebook. It's kind of frustrating for when I want to watch stuff. Have you noticed that?
As a listener, you mean it can get frustrating because you go, oh, that looks good, but there's no link. I mean, on everything that you post, I post, all you do is tap on it and it'll take you to YouTube.
Yeah.
So you can see it. So that seems simple enough.
I don't know, dude.
Yeah, I don't know either. Unless he doesn't want to release it yet. I started thinking about that too. Maybe he goes, oh, maybe I'm not going to release that. But if that's the case, at least put a release date on there. Hey, it's going to be available on this platform on this date, so we can go watch it, because I wanted to watch it. Yeah.
But anyway, I think I'm Facebook friends with the dude.
Are you really? Well, then, Kevin, why don't you start asking some questions, dude? Yeah.
So I reactivated the BMXPERTS Facebook page, dude, and I followed you. Did you notice that?
Oh, I didn't even know that you had a separate one.
So yeah, I haven't touched it in months, and so I finally, you know what? Let me reenact this thing. So I brought it up to speed, and I did a couple things, and I followed you. So I'm following one person on the BMXPERTS Facebook page, and it's you. So whenever you post something, it'll go on to the BMXPERTS Facebook page.
Oh, is that how that works? It'll just automatically post on there? Yeah, man, I've been having fun. I wanted to bring this up too. I went back to one of our previous episodes, and I was talking about that place I used to practice at in Hayward, California, Treeview, and I dug out my photo album, man, and I was on my lunch hour, and I found all the shots of me riding there, and I put them in there, and I was thinking about that. I was thinking about that heavily. I go, man, I remember the day that we shot those, because my cousin James came with me, and he goes, I brought a little camera with me, and I go, okay, dude, I'm gonna hit every jump, and I just want you to take a bunch of pictures of me. And he goes, okay. And it doesn't seem like that many photos, but I was dripping in sweat, dude, when we were done. And he goes, dang, dude, you're hella sweating. And I go, man, that was a lot of shots. And he missed a few opportunities. Like, oh, you're gonna have to do it again. You're gonna have to do it again, right? But I have to give him credit, because the photos are grainy and they're old, because it was just a 110 camera. But I go, dang, dude, you did a pretty good job for like being like, I think he must have been 12 years old at the time and just shooting shots. And he was timing it pretty good. I was like, damn, dude, you did a good job. Yeah. Here it is like 40 years later, and I'm still sharing those photos, you know?
Dude, I love those. I love those reels that you do with all the pictures, and like the one with Ronnie Anderson with the interview, and I love those. Are great, man. Much better than mine. I need to come up with my own thing.
Yeah, you inspired me to put effort into shorts, because I was so focused on the long form video, and I'm like, whatever, here's a short. And I go, well, wait a minute, let me, and I spend a good 30 minutes trying to make that short look good, you know, and I like to put relevant photos that are with this in the same kind of a time space as the video itself, and it's fun when you do it, you know. It looks good when it's done too.
Yeah. Dude, you mentioned Ed Helms. Dude,
Yeah.
did you see Byron Friday posted a picture of Adam Carolla jumping? Did you see this?
No.
Do you know who Adam Carolla is?
Adam Carolla is an awesome podcaster, radio guy. Yeah, I used to listen to his show. I think he talked about BMX before. I think he was into it when he was a kid.
Dude, the guy could jump, man. There's a picture. I'll put it in here. I'll put it on the video. Dude,
really?
Byron Friday said, "Here's Burbank or North Hollywood. I think it was North Hollywood or Burbank, where he grew up." And dude, he's probably I don't know, like 6 feet in the air. I think he's flat. He did a flatty, dude. I was like, "Whoa, dude, Carolla could ride." Yeah.
Was that that's not recent, right? It's got to be an old photo, right?
Oh, it's an old photo, but Byron posted it a couple of weeks ago.
That's awesome. I got to see that, dude.
Yeah, I want to reach out to him and say, "Hey, dude, come on the show. I want to talk to you about BMX."
You know, Adam Carolla was the first person I ever heard use the terminology podcast, because he was pretty big radio. He was a pretty big radio DJ, and I loved him because he was kind of like Howard Stern had just made that jump to Sirius Satellite, so I couldn't listen to him every day. And then I discovered Adam Carolla, because he talks for 4 hours, and I go, "Oh man, this guy's pretty good." And then I got really into him, and then he was the first one I know of that I'm going to do a podcast. I'm not going to do any radio stuff anymore. And his stuff is awesome. I still listen to him from time to time. He's pretty good.
Before the podcast?
Say again?
Do you know what he did before the podcast?
I know he was a radio host, and he was on a TV show called I forgot what it was called.
He was on the Man Show with Jimmy Kimmel.
Yeah, the Man Show, but he was with Dr. Drew as well.
He was on K-Rock Radio in Southern California, and he started out as Mr. Bertram, and a fictional character that was like a handyman that came on the
shop teacher.
And he was hilarious, dude. It was good stuff, man. And then he did Love Line, and he did the
Love Line. That's what it is. Yeah,
but,
Love Line is funny. Have you ever listened to
boxer? He was a boxer, man.
Oh, he's a great boxer. He's a boxing coach.
So you knew that already? Okay, yeah.
Yeah. He told me a story on his show. He goes, I was working out with this guy, and I was showing him some stuff, and I told him, I said, "Don't go crazy on me, because I'll take you out." And the guy started swinging wild, and Adam can box, and he knocked him out. And then he said this other story, which I thought was, because you look at Adam Carolla, he looks like an average dude, right?
Yeah.
But he said he was at a party, and he answered the phone, and this guy was asking for this girl, and he goes, "I don't know where this girl is." And he goes, and I guess they had attitude back and forth, and the guy goes, "Man, I'll come down there and kick your ass." And Adam said, "Bring it on." And the dude came over. He said, "I knocked him out." And I just dunk, and he went straight down. I was like, that's pretty cool, man.
Well, dude, one time, okay, so I'll bet you this is a cool story where I found out that okay, there was two guys on K-Rock Radio that were going to have a celebrity fight. It was Michael the Maintenance Man and Jimmy Kimmel, and they were having a rival on the radio. So they called each other out. They were going to have a boxing match.
Okay.
So they made an announcement on the air saying, "We need a boxing coach for Jimmy Kimmel," and Carolla was like a carpenter, and he kept calling in saying, "I'm a boxing coach. I can help him out," but no one would return his phone call. So one day he goes down to K-Rock and sneaks into K-Rock and knocks on the door, and they open it up and they go, "Who are you?" He's like, "I'm here to coach Jimmy Kimmel for boxing," and that's how he got on the radio.
No way.
Yeah. And
that's
then
epic.
After he coached Jimmy Kimmel got his ass kicked. But after that, he kind of wheels his way on the radio. That's how he started. Anyways.
That's awesome, dude.
Yeah, good stuff.
All right, so I got this. I have this concept, Kev. I want to try this with you first. If this works, I'll use it with guests.
All right.
All right. Are you ready?
Mm-hmm.
All right, I'm going to give you, I looked through a couple magazines while I was waiting to connect with you, and I looked up 24 pros from the 80s. So I have 3 gates of pros. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to give you Moto 1, Moto 2, Moto 3. And I want you to tell me, out of those riders in that gate, who would be the 4 that would transfer to the next round, right? And then so we'll take them to the semis, we'll take them to the mains, and then you're going to tell me who you think's going to, in your opinion.
Okay, it's like a fantasy national.
Fantasy national, right?
Right.
So, I mean, Moto 1, are you ready?
Yeah.
I don't know if you don't have to write them all down, but we'll go through them. Moto 1 has Stu Thompson, Toby Henderson, Greg Hill, Brent Patterson, Brian Patterson, Pete Lonkarovich, Mike Miranda, Perry Kramer. That's Moto 1. I shouldn't have put the Pattersons together, but we could switch it if we want to.
I'm not picking who win. I'm just picking the top 4.
Yeah, you're gonna transfer these riders. Okay. Now
I got Stu, Pete.
Go ahead.
Stu, Pete, Brian, and who was the other, what was it again? The first 3?
Okay, so you got in Moto 1, Stu Thompson, Toby Henderson, Greg Hill, Brent Patterson.
I got Stu, Pete, Brian, and Greg Hill.
So you say Stu transfers, Pete transfers. Who else? You said Greg?
Greg and Brian.
Okay, so for Moto 1, you're taking Stu, Pete, Greg, and Brian. Okay, you sure?
What year is this?
Let's just say all these riders are in their prime.
Okay.
Okay, because it was too hard for me to judge that.
Got it.
Okay, so Moto 2, you got Mike Polson, John Pyatt, Clint Miller, Harry Larry, Eddie King, Tim Judge, Eric Roop, Greg Grubbs.
Harry Larry, Eric Roop, Eddie King.
You like Eddie King?
And who was the first one that you said?
You got Mike Polson, John Pyatt, Clint Miller, Harry Larry, Eddie King, Tim Judge, Eric Roop, Greg Grubbs.
Clint Miller.
Clint Miller.
So Clint, Harry.
So you're transferring out Harry, Eric, Eddie, and Clint.
Yeah.
Okay. So Moto 3, you got Tommy Brackens. This is a tough moto. Now that I looked at it, stacked. Tommy Brackens, Anthony Sewell, Ronnie Anderson, Richie Anderson, Rob Fade, Scott Clark, Gary Ellis, Bobby Woods.
The Patterson brothers. Patterson brothers. The Anderson brothers.
Okay.
Tommy Brackens.
Tommy Brackens. Okay.
And what was the last 2 you said?
You've got you still have Rob Fade's in there, Scott Clark's in there, Gary Ellis, Bobby Woods.
Gary Ellis.
Gary Ellis. Okay. Okay, so now you've taken 4 from all 3 groups. Now I got to figure out how to break these down into 8, because you have Stu, Pete, Greg, and Brian that made it out. You got Harry, Eric, Eddie, and Clint. So I guess what we can do, how do I break this down, Kev, where I can get a gate of 8? So I have 12 riders. So we got to get the top 8 riders. I guess you could just tell me who you think would make it.
Okay, so look, I can pick 2 out of each race, or am I picking 3 out of each moto?
Well, we can do. Let's do that. Okay, let's say we make a gate of Stu, Pete. Well, Stu, Pete, Greg, and Brian. You pick them as they made it.
Okay, so out of that gate.
Yeah.
I'm picking Stu and Pete.
Stu and Pete are going to advance. You're going to leave Greg out. Okay. All right. So out of Eric, Harry, Eric.
Okay. Wait. Stu and Greg. Stu and Greg.
Oh, wait, you want Stu and Greg?
Yeah.
Okay, so you take Stu, you take Greg. You still have you have to come up with 8 riders. So I'm gonna just let you keep picking these riders, okay?
So going to the next moto, who do I pick?
The next moto you have Harry, Eric, Eddie, and Clint.
Eric and Clint.
You're taking Eric and Clint. Oh, you know what we can do is we can do a B main and see if we can get the other 8, the other riders that we need. Okay.
All right.
So you transferred out Eric and you transferred out Clint. Okay. And then we took Stu and we took Greg. All right. The next moto you got Ronnie, Richie, Tommy, and Gary. Oof. What do you think is going to make it out of that?
Tommy and Gary.
Tommy and Gary. Okay. All right, dude. So this is gonna be awesome because we're gonna take the last of the riders and let them race each other. Okay. Okay. So we got Tommy's out, Gary's out. Okay, or in, I should say. So here are the riders that are left, and you can take 2 of them to the main. Are you ready?
I already know. Go
All
ahead.
right. Pete and Brian are left. Harry and Eddie are left. Ronnie and Richie are left. So you can only take the top 2 to the main. Who are those going to be?
Going to be Eddie and
Taking
Richie.
Eddie. You said Richie over Ronnie?
No, Ronnie.
Don't let me influence you, dude. Okay, so you got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, so here's your main event. Okay, so in your main, you have Stu, Greg, Eric, Clint, Eddie, Tommy, Gary, and Ronnie. That's your main event. So can you tell me who your top 3 is going to be?
Gary takes first. Greg takes second. Stu takes third.
Dang, that worked pretty good. I think we could play this game, dude. Yeah, that's not. It went faster than I thought.
What? But, so, what do you agree or do you disagree on whatever I said?
Yeah, I probably would come out with a different outcome. Because you took in Moto 1, you transferred out Stu, Pete, Greg, Brian. Okay, so the riders in Moto 1 were Stu Thompson, Toby Henderson, Greg Hill, Brent and Brian Patterson, Pete Lonkarovich, Mike Miranda, Perry Kramer. Now, like I said, all these riders are in their prime. That's how I think of it. You took Stu, you took Pete, you took Greg, you took Brian. The only thing would you think Brent was equal or slower than Brian in their heyday?
Overall, I would pick Brian as being a little faster, a little bit.
Okay. I like Toby Henderson, but man, because that's a stacked gate. I think I would go with the same outcome, dude. I think I would keep Stu, Pete, Greg, and Brian. Those are pretty good choices. Not bad for a weasel. All right, Moto 2, you transferred out Harry, Eric, Eddie, and Clint. So Mike Polson was in there, John Pyatt, Clint Miller, Harry Larry, Eddie King, Tim Judge, Eric Roop, Greg Grubbs. I'm definitely transferring Eric. I would take him. Ooh, this is a tough Moto 2. You took Harry. I think I would have taken you took Harry and Eddie. Damn, this is harder than I thought, dude. Okay, so let's see. Is there any rider in here that I think could have made it? Well, you took Clint. I think I would replace Clint with Polson. I think I would have taken Mike Polson over Clint. That's the only thing I did different. So I kept Eric. I took Harry, Eric, Eddie, and Polson out of that one. But Greg Grubbs was a badass too. Oh.
I had to answer the question, dude. And I'm sorry. Clint Miller was a world champion, dude.
Yeah, he was a world champion.
He was pro for many years, right? Polson was pro for what, 2 years maybe?
I don't know exactly how long, but that was a good choice. Because all of these riders can win these motos, by the way. It just depends who's hot, I guess, that day. Moto 3, you took, we had Tommy Brackens, Anthony Sewell, Ronnie Ritchie, Rob Fade, Scott Clark, Gary Ellis, Bobby Woods. So you transferred out. Oh, by the way, none of us picked Mike Miranda. He's not going to be very happy about that. But I mean, we should call him and go, hey, if you were in a moto with, matter of fact, I'm going to call him really quick, dude. Let's see if he'll answer the phone. Hopefully I'm not interrupting him, dude. Because I'm going.
You're calling him.
Huh?
You're calling him?
I'm going to call him. I'm going to ask him if he makes this main. Let's see what he says. I don't know if he's going to answer. Hey, this is our first live call on the podcast. I might even leave him a voicemail. Come on, Mike.
Hi there, this is Mike. Sorry I missed your call.
Oh!
Your call is important. I will bring back as soon as I can. Thanks, and make it a great day.
Tell him to call you back, dude.
I'm gonna tell him who's in the moto. I'm gonna tell him if he thinks he makes it. Did it beep? I didn't hear a beep. Mike, this is Danny from the BMXPERTS Podcast. My voice cracked a little bit. That was weird. Hey, I'm gonna give you a scenario. You can even text me the answer. If you were in a moto with Stu Thompson, Toby Anderson, Greg Hill, Brent Patterson, Brian Patterson, Pete Lonkarovich, and Perry Kramer, and yourself, and all of you in your prime, do you transfer out of that moto? Just text me the answer or call me back. Let's see what he says, dude. Okay, so I want to get his opinion on that. Okay, so on Moto 3, you picked Ronnie and Richie. I'm going to put Anthony Sewell in there, dude, because Anthony was a bad man. So I'm gonna take Richie out. I'm gonna put Anthony in his place. I think Ronnie was probably a little bit faster in the pro class, maybe. I'm gonna keep Ronnie in there. I like Tommy, and you took Gary. Okay, so that would be my only change. I would transfer out Anthony Sewell. All right, so that's not bad. So now I have my own set of semis here. So we were the same on Stu, Pete, Greg, and Brian. You transferred Stu and Greg. Damn. I think I'm gonna take Pete and Greg on that one.
Okay.
All right, so I'm going to transfer those two. And then for your second round, you took, out of Harry, Eric, Eddie, and Clint, you took Eric and Clint, right? And Eddie was so those are the ones you took, right? Let me see here. No, you didn't take 3. You took 2, right? Oh, I see what you did. Did you want Eric, Clint, or who did you pick? Because I wrote down all 3 here. Eric, Clint, and Eddie. Did you change your mind? I think you did. Let's see. Who would I take? Because we can only take 2. So out of that round, I would have taken, I like Eric Roop. I'm going to keep Eric. And I'm going to keep, I think I would have taken, I'll take Eddie out of that. And then the next set, you had Ronnie. I have Ronnie, Anthony, Tommy, and Gary left. So for me, I'm going to take, if I have to take 2, I'm going to take Ronnie and Anthony. Okay, so I'll take these 2 guys. So I got Ronnie and Anthony in here now. So mine looks a little different than yours. Man, dude, to add pictures for all these. I haven't got to my main. This is my
You just excluded Gary.
Yeah, because I only have 6 riders that I picked so far. I picked Pete and Greg. I picked Eric and Eddie. That's 4. I picked Anthony and Ronnie. That's my 6. So then I still have, but now I got to do my B. I guess my quarter semi. Let me see here. If I have to go back, I got to pick 2 more riders like you did out of what's left. Man, this is harder than I thought, dude. I thought this was going to be easy. So I think I would add Brian in there, and Brian and Richie. I think I'd take those two to the main because I didn't take them yet.
So you left out Gary.
Oh, I left out Gary, dude. Never mind. Let me back it up. I'm going to say Gary and Richie. How's that sound?
Well, that's what I did then.
No, you picked.
Gary and Ronnie.
Yeah, you picked Tommy and Gary, and then you took Ronnie in the last round. But your main event, you went Gary, Greg, and Stu for your main event, and mine is going to be probably, I would go for my main event winners top three. I'm going to go Greg, Pete, and Ronnie. That would be my top three.
There you go.
Yeah.
If anybody can follow along with this, give us your opinion.
Yeah, I think I think I could do this better. I would like to do it on kind of like, I should get this like whiteboard and like put it all on there and let the riders, let everybody kind of pick where they want to advance them.
You'd be like John Madden, dude. Like.
Yeah, I think I'm going to do that, Kev, because this is a good concept for a game, but because you can't see what I can see, you're kind of going off your memory. So I think that's why it makes it a little bit harder. But I think this is a good game, man. I'm going to try it again.
Yeah, definitely, man.
Yeah, we got to bring something else on. All right, man. Do you want to look at some bikes or what?
Yeah, let's look at some bikes, dude. Let's do an offer up segment.
All right. Let's go. That's why I had to plug my phone in.
Yeah. Bike number one.
Bike number one. Let's see here. What's your name again? Damn, I had a bunch of text messages while we were playing. Okay, here we go. Bike number one. It looks like it's a red line, right?
Yeah.
All right, let me go to the link.
How a bike with so many cool parts on it can look so bad, I have no idea.
Holy smoke. So it's a rare old school vintage BMX 1980 20-inch redline MX3. So first of all, his description is very crazy. But you're right, Kev. The parts are kind of mismatched on this one.
But almost all the parts are good, but it's just a not very attractive bike.
So he wants $3,800. Okay, so the value of it's there, I think, because of the parts that are on this bike. I mean, look at those. Those aren't redline handlebars. Those look like just the alloy V-line handlebars.
Yeah.
And then what kind of stem is on there, dude? Let's see.
It looks like a brute.
Let's see. Oh, he says they're redline V handlebars.
Okay,
and then
a red line stem.
Yeah, you're right. Redline brute. Now, did those handlebars come anodized like that, or were they only in chrome?
I don't remember being anodized, but I never had any of them. Well, that's not true. I did have a pair.
Yeah,
I don't remember. I don't remember.
I'm going to say one thing, though, dude. For a bike that was built in 1979, this thing is clean. He's OG rare yellow redline seat. Oh, that's an actual redline seat, dude.
And that's no sticker, huh? That's a real redline seat?
Yeah. That seat's got to be worth some money by itself, right?
I don't know. I'm not up on the redline seats.
But, dude, I was looking at that going, why does he have a yellow seat? But now I get it, because it's an actual redline seat from that era. So that makes sense.
Hey, you know what? You know what I want to talk about on the previous ones that we were doing? We keep knocking people for their color, stuff like that, and their colorways and that type of thing. But in all honesty, he might have got this bike like this. Or some of these guys that got these bikes may have got the bike like that, and they didn't want to change nothing, because it's happened to me before where I bought a bike and I didn't change it, but I didn't necessarily like everything that was on it. So I want to put that caveat out there.
That's a good way of looking at it, because I mean, everybody kind of pieced their bikes together, and they didn't all look the same, because this is not like a complete bike that you walk into a bike shop and buy.
Right, but my point is whoever the current owner is may have bought it like this. That's my point.
I get what you're saying.
Yeah,
it's an interesting combination of colors with the red, blue, yellow. But I get why he has the yellow seat, because it's an actual red line seat. Now that seat post, that laid back seat post, it takes away from the look of the bike. If that had a straight seat post on it, dude, it would look way more attractive, in my opinion.
Every bike would look better with a straight post. I agree with that.
But it has your favorite grips on it of all time. Those Oakley grips, dude, that you do not like. We had talked about that, man.
They're horrible.
It says the laid back seat post, he doesn't have a brand on it. From what it looks like to me, it looks like a Tough Neck one, because I remember the Tough Neck one had that brace in it. I like the power disc on it. That power disc, I had one just like that in the early 80s. And the pedals look cool. The tires look brand new. And those grips look like they're brand new. They look like they're reproduction Oakley. What were those, Oakley 3s?
Yeah, Oakley 3s. And I think they are repops, yeah.
Yeah, because they look like brand new. I like it overall, man. I like it. I think $3,800 is based on the parts that are on the bike. I think he's in the realm of it. I'd love to see, rather than one piece cranks on it, I'd love to see some Sagino cranks on there. I think that would bring up the value.
I think he's high. I think he's high. I mean, not like high. I think the price is high, a little high.
A little bit high, right? So would you think 2,500 would be in more of the ballpark for that?
5 years ago, he
Yeah,
got 38 for it. Now I'm guessing 3,000.
about $3,000.
That's what I'm guessing. Another red line pad, dude, that comes with the bike.
I just watched that this morning when we had a discussion about the pads not coming with the bike.
You guys went way too deep on. They went way too deep on the pad.
Oh, Kev, check it out. It's got blue hubs with red hoops. That's pretty badass.
Yeah.
Now when I take a closer look at it, I kind of like the color combinations. Yeah, it's really cool. Why is it that everybody goes with colored tires?
Dude, I don't get it, man. I don't get it.
Yeah.
Have you ever seen one picture of one person in a magazine with colored tires?
Very rare. Very rare. I mean, I know we all dabbled in the color tire thing, but it was always short-lived. You always go back to black tires. I mean, because if you look at this bike, dude, I'm like, I picture it with black Comp 3s. Well, this bike wouldn't have Comp 3s on it anyway. It's a 1979. So yeah, but still, I mean, I noticed that, dude. I wonder if they do that so they can pop more color on the bike. Do you think that's what's motivating them to go with the color tire?
I have no idea, dude. I don't get it. Rad BMX builds are the same thing. Blue tires on everything. I don't get it.
And he's not the only one. A lot of builders go with colored tires. Now, I could see colored tires on a freestyle bike. I accept that a little bit more. But on a race bike, I really don't know. I don't get it. I don't know. That's just my opinion, man.
Yeah. Anyway, so I think there's some good parts on this bike. I think that the color combination kind of rubs me a little bit wrong. And the color tires.
Overall, man, good bike though. I think it's someone will absolutely buy that, man. A 1979 it says 1980 here on the description. He says 1980 on the title, but in the description he puts 1979. So I'm wondering, is it a 79 or is it an 80? Or does it matter?
I don't even know, dude. But this is the same guy that wanted to buy my Daryl Young.
Oh, same guy. Man, he gets a lot of stuff.
This guy has a lot of quality shit.
Yeah, he does, man.
All right, let's go to the next one.
Go to the next one, okay. What? I haven't even clicked on it. I can barely see the picture, and I'm like, oh, dude, it's got a chain guard, man. What are we looking at here? Oh, it's a Diamondback Viper.
The Diamondback Viper.
All right, so it's an entry level BMX bike for sure. Maybe he left the chain guard on to show that he has all the original parts.
Maybe.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It does have the rear reflector on it still as well, if you see that.
Yeah. He has, and are those from the pictures? It looks like they're CW bars.
I think they are knockoffs, but let me. Oh, they could be CW bars. Let's look at the description. He doesn't say a whole lot, man. He just says vintage BMX GT dyno Haro redline blah blah blah. It's an 80s Diamondback Viper. That's it. He's not really saying anything about it.
$520.
Oh, I don't know, man. What do you think, Kev? Would you go?
I'm thinking 200.
200? Yeah, if it was like a Diamondback reactor, I would say, oh yeah, now you're talking. Because the reactor was after the Harry Larry turbo thing. It was like, notice how this bike has no gusset in the front. So the reactor would have been around this time, and that bike was badass. If I had a complete reactor, I would spend some money on it. But for this one, no, I don't see 520. I agree with you. 150, 200 maybe. That's about as high as I'd go.
The best thing on it are the bars and the stem.
The stem is legit a Diamondback stem.
Yeah.
I like that. You know, oh, here's another thing I was going to point out. You pointed this out last time. Look how high the stem position is. This was just some kid's bike. And you can tell because of the way the bars are kind of Chicago style, they're kind of pushed forward like that. This is just some neighborhood kid's bike, man. And this guy got his hand on it.
Colored tires.
White tires too, man.
Yeah.
Oh, when we were at Dirty Fest, there was this dude, and he had a bunch of GT, I want to say pro performers. They were lined up. He had a few of them, and he was talking to this lady, and she goes, "Oh wow, you got white tires on there." He goes, "Oh yeah, I had to carry that bike in. I'm not going to roll that on the ground." It's like wearing a brand new pair of white shoes, man. You're totally nervous all the time.
They're white Reeboks, bro.
Oh yeah, white Reebok.
So on the last episode, a guy commented on Facebook saying, "Dude, you guys are pretty hard on Diamondback," and I wanted to apologize. I don't know if you saw that comment or not.
I did. I saw that.
Dude, I mean, I didn't say nothing about Diamondback's cracking. It was the other guys.
Yeah.
My brother had a Diamondback turbo, and he could ride, and he didn't crack it. He messed the cranks up, but the frame and fork were fine. So I just want to put that out there that I don't think that I never heard that they cracked. I just didn't. I just thought there was more bikes out there that I would like more than that one.
Well, I remember seeing a Diamondback Turbo in a local bike shop and just drooling over it because it just was such a pretty bike. You know what I mean? Everything on it was just awesome. And my cousin James had one, and he didn't break it, you know. But it goes back. Let's go back about 10 episodes, maybe even further. You said if you can jump, and you know how to land, you shouldn't be breaking. You know what I mean?
That's what I honestly think that, dude. And,
yeah.
You know, some people might have thought I was doing that for like shock value or whatever, but yeah. I really think that if you know how to ride, I'm sure that there's differences, right? There's specific chances. Like, okay, I see why it broke, but for the most part, I think if you could ride and you could jump, you shouldn't have to worry about your frame breaking. Yeah,
agreed. I broke a frame, but it was basically because I had this cheap bike with bad weld, and I put a GT laid back seat post on it, and I would lean back and do wheelies all the time, and I cracked it right at the seat post too. You know, my dad re-welded it, and then I broke it again, and then he goes, "Okay, you can get a new frame," and I was like, "Yeah."
There you go. What'd you get?
That's when I got my first Skyway. I got a Skyway frame and fork. Yeah, dude. I had
All you guys love those Skyways, dude. Like,
yeah.
Man, the brand loyalty with you and Nick is amazing, dude. Like, you guys love those things, man. Like, I give you props. You know what you like.
Yeah, Skyway is kind of like my Chevy Chevelle, dude. I just have to always have one in the garage. You know, that's why I try to rotate the bikes for the shows. You know, my Skyway's right over here right now. But it's like, I always have to have one, man. Like, I remember when they re-released the frames the first time. It was probably 2009, I think, the first time I saw online. I think it was Planet BMX, but I'm not sure. Don't quote me on that. But they said, oh, we got all the original tubing from the old Skyway factory, and we're going to re-release a limited edition of Skyway TA frame and forks with the original tubing. And the frame and forks were like $500. And this was back in 2009. And I was like, I really want that. I really want it. And I didn't do it. I'm like, I couldn't bring myself to do it. And then I bought mine like years later. I finally was like, I'm getting one. Because, dude, everybody they drop it. What's that now?
What'd you pay for your frame and fork?
I bought the frame, the fork, and the tough wheels at Planet BMX. And I found like this promotional code. I went online and went promotional code, Planet BMX. I found it, went online, and it gave me a discount. So I paid under $500 for the frame, fork, and tough wheels. I think it was like $450, and I got the frame, fork, and the tough wheels. So I was like, oh, that was worth it. And then that bike sat on my floor in my office for like weeks, just sat there. And I'm like, okay, well, I guess I got to build it now.
How long ago was this?
Oh, I was like 2017.
You might have been able to buy a real Skyway for $500.
What's that now?
Back in 2017, you may have been able to buy a real Skyway TA for $500.
Maybe, but I wanted the repop version because I wanted the modern geometry on the bike.
All right.
Yeah, so I got exactly what I wanted because I wanted to be able to ride it on the track if I wanted to and things like that, and it does ride really nice.
Okay, cool. All right, the third one is a good one.
Oh, okay, let me go to it. So far, the red line's the best one, but we only have 3 tonight. Okay, here we go. Wait a minute, there's multiple bikes in this one, dude.
Yeah.
Let's see. Make an offer for everything or an individual bike. So he's got a Haro Freestyle frame, complete Haro Freestyler. What else is in there, Kev?
Mongoose.
Ooh, there's a Mongoose Pro Class in there, dude.
Is that a Pro Class?
Oh, let me expand.
No, I don't think it's a Pro Class.
Is it a California?
I don't think it's a Californian.
Let me see.
Wait.
No, dude, that is an Eric Group Signature Edition Pro Class.
Okay.
Oh, that's badass.
Okay.
Okay, it doesn't have Pro Class wheels on it.
One-piece cranks.
Yeah, and one-piece cranks. There's a Diamondback in here with 3-piece cranks.
Yeah.
It's got repop parts on it all day, though. Let me see. Not that that's a bad color tire. Not that that's a bad thing, but it. What in the world is that? Did you see the third bike, Kev? It's some sort of freestyle frame with like a snake seat post on it. Is that a GT?
Yeah, GT wheels.
Yeah, those are those GT like mag style tough wheels.
Yeah. So and then he has a couple Schwinns. He wants $6,000 for everything.
Oh, $6,000
for everything. So that Haro. Let's start with the Haro.
Okay, let's go back.
Haro Freestyler is that a master or is that just a?
Let me expand it. It's a master.
Okay.
I love the
cranks, plastic pedals. Not a great seat.
Yeah, it's got kind of a knockoff Aero seat on it.
Yeah.
I love those.
One behind it.
What was that?
Then I look behind it. There's a GT Mach 1.
Okay, I see the GT Mach 1.
And then there's another bike behind that, which I don't know what it is.
Yeah, it looked like another freestyle bike though from the top tube.
Maybe a Performer?
It could be a Performer. It's hard to tell. I could kind of see the head tube on it, Kev, but I can't zoom in close enough to see what it says. It has white tough wheels on it though. The GT Mach 1 has tough wheels on it.
Yeah.
All these bikes were put back together with kind of random parts. Like I said, that's not a bad thing, but I really dig that Mongoose though.
Dude, you're right. That is a Eric Group signature.
Oh, what is the value on these original Stingrays? Do you know, or do they have a lot of value?
Yeah, they have value, but two of them are girls' bikes, though.
Oh, I didn't even notice that. They are.
Yeah. In the collector world, the girls' bike isn't worth as much.
Oh, is that right?
Yeah. I guess my question to you is, do any of these turn you on? And do you think they're worth $6,000?
Well, he had 6,000, but then he put a line through it and put 1,500.
Dude, if you get these for 1,500, man, I would say that's a deal.
For all those bikes for $1,500?
Yeah.
I would say that.
I'd probably put the Master at probably almost 1,000.
Dang, dude, that's definitely for $1,500. Yeah, that's definitely something I would be. I'm not a collector, but if I was, that'd be a great place to start. That's a lot of bucks.
I've never collected any of these bikes, but off the top of my head, I'm putting the Haro Master 800, the Mach 1 probably 250. The other one behind, the white one behind that, probably 400 or 500.
Okay.
Then we got I have no idea what Air Group Pro Class is worth. I'm guessing $500-600.
Okay. What about that Diamondback in the next photo?
Let me check it out. See what.
It looks like it's a Viper.
That's at least a $400 bike.
It's got good parts on it. It might be what is that, dude? Is that a Formula?
I can't tell.
That's a pretty decent looking bike.
I've seen worse.
Yeah, he's got some repop parts on it, but it still looks pretty cool.
And then we got that silver one that I don't know what the hell it is.
Yeah. Are those cruisers and those beach cruisers in the background, are those included or no?
I have no idea, dude.
Yeah. That bike is
the Stingrays. So anyways, it can't be $1,500, dude. It can't be.
Yeah, because the pictures continue. If you go past the old Stingrays, there's like it looks like a modern dirt jumping bike in the next photo.
Oh, there's more. Holy red line.
Yeah, I don't know what that is, but I think that's at least a $200 bike. There's a Redline Cruiser in there, and then he's taking close-ups of the Mach 1 and the Mongoose. That Mach 1's pretty sweet.
Look at the bars on that white, the one that we think is. Oh wait, hold on.
I found it. Yeah, those look like Skyway freestyle handlebars.
That's a Skyway Street Beat, dude.
It is. It's a Skyway Street Beat. That changes the game a little bit. Those are expensive.
Yeah. So interesting lot. Interesting lot. You could go down there and get some cool bikes.
Damn, these are all. There is a little bit of something for everybody in here. You know what I mean? I don't think I'd want to buy the lot, but I'd probably make an offer on that Mongoose and that Mach 1 because I like those two, and that'd probably be what I would want on that. What about you?
the old knee would buy them all and part them all out and double my money.
Oh, yeah. Okay. Because you're looking at it from a perspective, how do I make money on this? I was just looking at it as, well, which ones would I want to keep?
But if I bought it, there's no way. But let's just say that it was $1,500 for all that.
Yeah.
Oh man, you could make $2,000, $3,000 easy on it.
All day long, dude. That Haro Master, the first bike, if you just tweak it a little bit, I would change the seat. I'd probably put 3-piece cranks on there. And, oh man, all of a sudden it's $1,000 bike.
Or I just take it apart and sell the frame and fork for $500 and then the wheels.
Dude, you're such a destroyer of things.
I'm reformed. I'm not going to do it, but I'm just saying this. I would be tempted to do it. You know what? It's very rare that I find a lot that I'm interested in.
Yeah.
And this is an interesting lot.
It is, man. This is the most interesting one you found so far. This guy's in Santa Fe Springs, California. If you're looking for collectible bikes, he's got a stack of them.
Go on, offer up.
Yeah. Who's this? His name's Keith. Hopefully Keith is legit, but he's got a 5-star rating, so he seems to be legit.
Yeah.
Have you ever bought anything on these, Kevin, on OfferUp at all? Oh yeah, okay.
And I've sold stuff. Dude, my MKS pedals are still on there. And if you search MKS pedals, it'll come up, dude. I don't know why they're on there. I put them sold, but they're still on there. Search MKS pedals, dude.
Okay.
Old school.
MKS pedals. Let's see. Search MKS pedals. Oh, I put MKA. Hold on. Let's try that again. Yeah, Kevin's got me working on a Saturday night, dude. He's like a workhorse. He's like, come on, man, let's go.
I was like, hey, that picture looks familiar. Oh shit, that's my ad.
I don't see it, dude. Did you see it? It's not coming up on my side.
On the show when I edited it.
Okay. That's pretty cool.
Man, so that was always, man, this is quickly becoming one of my favorite parts of the show, dude. I like doing this. Pretty fun. Yeah,
you find some really interesting things, dude. I tend to go on Marketplace more often, but I should probably use this OfferUp because there's some really cool things on there, man. In Marketplace, sometimes I'm a little nervous if the person's legitimate or not. You know what I mean? And have you ever went to go buy something, Kevin, and the situation seemed very sketchy? Has that ever happened to you?
No, not really.
Yeah, because I sold a Haro to this guy, man, and I was a little bit nervous. I told him, he says, I can just come to your house and pick it up. And I'm like, yeah, I'll just meet you in the Target parking lot. And he goes, okay, fair enough. And I was sitting out there, and I had the trunk open on my SUV, and the bike was in there, and I was just kind of waiting around, and this white truck just kept circling around, and I'm like, is that the guy, And he just kept circling around, and finally he stopped. He goes, sorry, man, I wasn't sure if it was you or not. I go, yeah, it's me, and I pulled the bike out, and he goes, okay, sold, and gave me the cash. I think I sold it for $200 or something like that, though.
Well, what was it again?
Yeah, I had a Haro Fusion. It was like one of the bikes that we had picked out the other day, but it was complete though. But the rims were totally jacked up. I got to tell you a story though. You want to hear a funny story on why those went?
Yeah.
So I went to a race, man. It was like in 2015, I guess, and I had a GT box series all built up for racing. Even though it's kind of a dated bicycle, I still raced it. It's a lot like your Powerlight, dude. I wish I kept it because I could race it at Dirty Fest or something, right? And anyway, I decide I'm going to go to this race, and I load up the bike, and I had a Mustang at the time, so it's sitting on the back. I go to the race, everything's cool. Matter of fact, I won that day. So now I'm putting the bike back on the bike rack, Kev, right? Just setting it down, and I had all these bungee cords and straps, And as soon as I set it down, this dude rides up. He goes, "Hey, Danny." I turn around and goes, "Hey, man, good race." Fist bump. He goes, "Man, you were doing really good today." And da 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 da. I'm like, "Oh, thanks, man. I appreciate it." And then they're like, "Hey, they're giving away the awards, the little plaques." He goes, "Let's go get it." I go, "All right." So I just walk off with him, and we're talking and chatting. And I got my first place plaque. I'm feeling amazing, dude. Get in the car. Never go back and strap the bike down. It's just sitting on the rack, right? So now I leave town, and the bike's cool. It just looks normal. And I'm always the type that looks back constantly. I'm always looking in the rearview mirror, and the bike's there, and it looks fine. And I get on the freeway, and I'm going. Everything's normal. I get out of the slow lane. I move into the center lane, and I start accelerating. And I'm going about 75, and I see the bike sort of swaying. And I'm like, why is it doing that? And then, that thought came to my head. Oh, shit, I never strapped it down. And the minute I thought about that, dude, it flew off like a balloon. It went, poof, flew off the back of my car. And I was like, oh, and I saw it bouncing. And it bounced over to the shoulder and landed in the shoulder. Cars were swerving around, and I was like, oh shit. And people were chasing me down, yelling, "Hey, your bike fell off." I go, "No shit, I know, I saw it." I get off the freeway, right? And I have to get back on the freeway, circle back around, get off, get back on, and I'm flying, dude. I'm going hella fast because I'm trying to get my bike back. And I pull up to the side of the road. Just as I'm getting there, dude, some guy was already picking it up. He was already picking it up and walking away. And I'm like, "Hey!" And I'm still all in my race gear, all my fly race gear. I'm like, "Hey!" And he turned around. I go, "That's my bike." And there's no way he's going to, obviously I'm a racer. So he goes, "Oh, man, sorry, dude. I thought you didn't know." And I'm like, "No, I knew, man." And he's like, and I grabbed it. But when I got the bike back, the back wheel was like completely like bent, and the grips were shredded. The seat was shredded. And it had a badass like S&M racing seat on there. I ordered it. I found that seat on eBay. It was a cool ass seat, and I totally ripped it. And after that, I took it to Robbie's bike shop, and the chain was just tangled up. Everything was just mangled. And I told the guy what happened. I go, "Man, I don't even know where to start." And he goes, "Just leave it here. Let me mess around with it." And I said, "All right." And the dude called me back. He goes, "There's no way I could save those wheels. They're messed up." And I go, "Okay." He goes, "So everything else is okay. Your grips and seat are gone, blah, blah, blah." So I went over there and got the replacement parts. And I had that Haro Fusion, which is actually my stepson's bike, but he doesn't ride it. So I took the wheels off of that one, and I put it on my GT. And so I rebuilt the bike with different parts. And then I ended up selling it. I should have kept it. But, dude, when I sold that Haro, fast forward, I told the guy, "The wheels are no good. I only put the wheels on there just to stand the bike up." He goes, "What's wrong with them?" I go, "Dude, look at them." The back wheel was like, but that scared me, dude. When that bike flew off the bike rack, Kevin, it was like a balloon. It just was like, flew in the air. I was like, oh, dude, it wasn't just so much the bike. It was like, I thought I was going to hurt somebody because it was bouncing around in the freeway, and nobody wanted to run it over. They were like swerving around. And yeah, but I was able to fix it, and I kept racing it.
Was it aluminum or was it chromoly?
It was aluminum, yeah. And then and nothing happened to the stickers on the frame. It was perfectly clean. Yeah, so I ended up racing that bike for a little while longer, and then I realized that, my cousin was kind of on me. He was the one that told me about ran the West Side BMX thing. Oh, I have a story, by the way. And anyway, he's like, "Dude, you need to upgrade anyway, man. It's time to step up your game, get something more modern." So I got a Haro, and I raced that one, and then it eventually became that GHB. I switched it out. But yeah, it was crazy, man. I don't know if you've ever dropped anything on the freeway. It's a frightening.
Yeah, my son's bike.
Oh, you did?
Yeah.
Did it fly off the car?
Flew off the car, off the top of the car. Boom.
What happened, dude?
It broke the frame. Everything. He got hit by got hit by two semis.
Oh.
He blamed me for it, and because I put a half-assed roof rack I got at a yard sale on top of my wife's car,
Yeah.
So my son had his bike on top, and the whole rack blew off with the bike on it, and yeah, it was crazy.
Damn, dude, the whole thing came off.
Yeah, the whole rack and bike and everything came off, dude.
We
had a time where we were going racing, and my friend stole his mom's B210, and we had the 3 bike carrier that goes on the trunk and that goes over the trunk and the bumper.
Yeah.
And we put 5 bikes on a 3 bike rack, right? Just stacked them, dude. Stacked them on top of you. And my bike was like the least value out of all of it. It was probably my Daryl Young I probably had. But my buddy had a quad angle with Philwood hubs with double butted spokes, bullseye cranks, like just everything just top notch. And when all 5 bikes flew off at once on the rack, and the pedals are in the wheels and shit, trying to mash them down, and both of his wheels got ripped apart. The spokes got pulled out of the hoops. Oh, dude, it was bad, dude.
Yeah, is that the most you've ever carried? 5 bikes at one time?
Yeah, on a 3 bike carrier. Yeah.
I don't even know how you fit 5 bikes on there, dude.
You just have to stack them, and you have to finagle the wheels and the pedals, and put the pedals through the wheels and the. I mean, granted, the post didn't go through all 5. We just tied them on top of the bikes that were already on there.
And so I'm just going to put a disclosure out there. Please do not attempt the things that Kevin does.
So before we started this, I was waiting for you to come on. I called my brother, and I go, dude, give me some good stories. I'm going to do a podcast a little bit. I need some good stories I forgot about.
Right.
And he goes, you should talk about the Mexico trip when we went down for that ride. Let me tell you a funny. So have you ever been to Mexico?
No, never been to Mexico.
Okay. I find that hard to believe, but okay.
And I'm half Mexican. I've never been to Mexico. Never even been to Tijuana.
So let me take you back, okay? So there was 1991, maybe 1992. They used to have these fun rides. I think I mentioned it briefly.
Okay.
A fun 50-mile bike ride from Rosarito, Mexico to Ensenada, and you go down the coast, and then it jogs inland, and it goes up these hills, all that stuff. Well, this is probably the 3rd year that we've done it. So what we do is we'd normally go down to Mexico. We'd stay in Ensenada, get a hotel room, go to Papa's and Beer, and party all night long, and then drive up to Rosarito for the ride. So we went down in Ensenada. I believe it was Ensenada, and we wanted to save money, and we were like, you know what? On this trip, there was a surfing spot in Mexico called K38, and we wanted to go to K38 on the way back home. So we brought 2 bikes, 2 surfboards, all of our riding gear, our wetsuits, all kinds of shit that we brought with us. We're gonna make a whole weekend out of it.
Okay.
We go down to Ensenada, and we're parked. So we locked the bikes with like 12 kryptonite locks all to each other, the wheels, all that shit, wrapped them around with cables inside the truck, right? Yeah. And then we put our surfboards inside the truck, and we had the tips sticking out, and they were like, you can roll the windows up as far as you can, and you couldn't reach your hand in to get it. Anyway. Yeah. Oh boy, we went out partying.
Yeah.
We wanted to save money on a room that one night, so we're like, you know what? Let's just sleep in the car. Okay. In the back of the truck. So we pulled the stuff out. We locked the bikes to the truck inside the back of the truck, but we left our surfboards on top of the stuff and all of our gear bags, all like that, and we fell asleep. My brother slept inside the truck. I slept in the trunk in the bed. In the bed. Yeah. I figured there's no way somebody's gonna steal our shit. I'm in the back of the truck. I'm laying on the stuff. There's no way.
No camper shell?
No camper shell.
Okay.
So I wake up in the morning, some little Mexican kid's tapping me on the shoulder, right? And I go, yeah. There's dew on my face. I'm like, oh, I'm all wet. I'm like, what the hell's going on? And he goes, hey, someone stole all your stuff. I go, what? And I look around, and the surfboards are gone. All of our gear bags are gone, and I'm just laying in an empty bed of a truck. I'm all. Our bikes are there, but our wetsuits, our clothes, all that stuff's gone. And I'm all, what the hell's? I go, you little fuck, man! You stole my stuff.
Yeah.
He's like, no, I didn't steal it, but I get it back for you. And I'm all, oh, dude, you son.
He hustled you.
Dude, have you ever seen Risky Business at the very end?
Yeah, absolutely.
When he has to buy all of his stuff back?
Yes.
That's what happened to me, dude. He goes, so the kid would run down the street and bring a gear bag back with my wetsuit in there. He goes, okay, how much can you give me for this wetsuit and your clothes and your shoes? I go, I don't know, $10. He's like, no. 20. I'm all, okay, fine, 20. I gave him $20. He goes, hold on. He runs back and brings back 2 surfboards. He goes, how much you guys want to pay for the surfboards? And we're all, man, so we're arguing with this kid. Well,
yeah.
And by this time, there was more than one kid. There were like 2 or 3 kids there.
Yeah.
And, we had to buy all of our stuff back, dude.
This is why you don't go to Mexico, you gringo.
All of our stuff, we had to buy it back, dude. And the last thing we got with the surfboards, he's like, well, where are surfboards? No, hold on. Like we still got this stuff and that stuff and anyways, dude. So yeah.
At any point in time, did you go, dude, I'm not buying my own stuff back?
Well, dude, we had no idea who these kids were. They could have had drug. They could have been connected somewhere down there. We didn't want to get killed. We didn't want to get in any trouble. So we just bought our own stuff back. It probably cost us, I don't know, $250 to get our stuff back.
Did you go home after that, or what happened?
No, we went surfing on the way back home.
There you go. At least you still made fun out of it.
Yeah,
you had fun out of the whole deal, man.
Anyways, I asked my brother, and he goes, "Do you tell that story?" I'm okay, fine. So that's my story getting hustled in Mexico.
I do have. You had asked me, I think 2 episodes back. You said, "Hey, tell me something about your cousin's race team," and he responded, but it was after we recorded. So I think I still have it here. Let me take a look.
The way that Rick was talking about, like, this was a major team, right?
Yeah.
Major team.
Yeah, he had a pretty good sized team. Yeah, I should have. I'll send you a photo of it. It's actually on my Facebook somewhere. I can send it to you. Let's see. So it says it all started with Philip being Philip is his brother. It says it all started with Philip being along a video class when he was in school. So I guess his little brother was taking a videography class. He said, we were talking to Kenny. We were taking Kenny to his first national. So Kenny Cross is my son, is my cousin's stepson. So he's the one that got back into racing. So he says, I filmed it all, gave Philip all the footage for the project. Then Kenny broke his collarbone and didn't race for 2 years. When he got back into it, I started filming and posting footage on YouTube, which you can find under Westside BMX. He's got a lot of footage. And then it says that combined with me arguing with people on vintage BMX kind of got me a little bit of exposure in modern BMX community. And from there, I just kept posting videos. Kenny ended up on a few different teams, but I stayed doing Westside BMX. And I hit I'm sorry, I should have proofread this. I got well known pretty quick. Okay, I originally just wanted a team so I could film the same group of kids and make some videos with them, but most of the kids got exposure and left for factory teams pretty quick, and Kenny was the first. So his own son basically left his team to go race for a factory team. He said, and for me, that kind of pulled me away from the team, and Kurt Rund took over the team. And when he took over, I was doing so many other things, making videos every week, posting pictures, started the live series that ran for 4 years and raised tens of thousands of dollars for cancer causes. But the funnest was our tours. there was more of me giving the few kids something I saw in the magazines. I'm sorry, I should have proofread. But I literally broke the entire time. I had no idea how I pulled it off. Kind of a nutshell. Could probably write a book about that crazy stuff that happened. I got to ask him for a better description, but I think I know what he's talking about. So he started the race team for his stepson. Stepson got so good, went on to factory team, and he handed over the race team to somebody else, basically. But I forgot, dude. He did a lot of videos, dude. If you go on to Westside BMX, there's tons of videos on there. He filmed everything.
That was the name of the team, Westside BMX?
Westside BMX, yeah. And I remember watching his videos, and he was into racing, I was into racing, but I live in a different town, so we didn't really hang out that much. But every once in a while, we'd show up at the same race together, and I'd hang out with him. He's like my brother, and eventually he just gave me a jersey. He goes, "Hey, man, I'm going to put you on the team," and he gave me a jersey and all that, and he had my name put on there, and I was like, "Damn, I'm legit." Yeah, it's pretty cool, man. And we have one team photo. It's the only race team I was ever part of, man. Because prior to that, me and my cousin raced. We got a co-sponsor from Livermore Cyclery, but it was like you bought the jersey, you raced with the jersey, and then they give you discounts. So it was kind of like just kind of a wear my jersey and we'll give you a break. Wasn't really a sponsor. I still paid for everything, to go to races and stuff like that. Did you pay for your riders' entry fees when you had the race team?
Yes, not nationals though. Local races, I'd compensate them.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
So how many riders did you have on your team as far as when you were at your peak?
5 or 6, maybe 6.
Oh, okay. So it wasn't that big of a team, right?
No, dude, but it was fun, man. It was fun, man. I like it.
Did it get you the exposure that you needed in terms of having?
No.
It didn't really work out that way. Was it more like I just want to do it for fun then?
It was like I want to die and say I am my own BMX race team.
There you go, dude. Well, anyway, man, that's
the honest answer, dude. But you talk about that was the only team you rode for. I feel sorry for the owner of Main Bikes because when we first went in like 79 or 80 to buy our bikes from Main Bikes, the first thing that we said was we want to be on the team. We want to be on the team. And this poor man was like, dude, you started racing, man. You just got a bike. You can't be on the team. You got to be an expert. So we always thought that, as soon as we turn expert, he's going to put us on the team, right?
Yeah.
So for years, we didn't start racing for another 4 years.
Yeah.
We went down there all the time, and we were constantly bugging him. And after my brother almost won the national in Griffith Park for the Equestrian Center, he almost won it, and as a beginner, and I think he went from beginner to expert. He got on the team way fast after that. The owner was like, "Wait, you did what at the national as a beginner?" And he's like, he would have won the whole thing, and as a beginner. So he got on, and then it took me about another 3 or 4 months. And the owner never watched me race until one time he goes, "Let's go. I'm going to go up," because he had a store in Alhambra and he had a bike shop in Barstow.
Okay.
Shout out to the Binkleys if they ever watched this. They used to run they ran the Main Bikes in Barstow. And he goes, "I'm going to go visit the Barstow shop. You want to come along? They're having a triple pointer up in Barstow." I'm all, okay. So I was a 16 intermediate. Probably raced 4 or 5 months, maybe 4 months, 3 or 4 months, something like that.
Yeah.
And I had one more win to turn expert. And I remember I went up there and I won the triple pointer as a 16 intermediate. And he gave me a jersey. He goes, "Fine, you're on the team." Now,
nice.
Should I have been on the team? Was I fast enough to be on the team at that time? Probably not, but I did get fast enough pretty quick after that. So I did a video back way before your time where I said how I kind of forced my way on the Main Bikes team. But that's how I got on main bikes, dude. I kind of badgered him enough until he finally said, "Okay, fine, you can be on the team."
I've seen some legendary bike shops in my day, like that were local race teams that, like, so my first experience of that was 82, 83. There was a bike shop called Samco, and the race team was called Samco Engineering. And man, those kids, every kid that was on Samco was a badass. And that was like my first one. I go, man, if I could just be on Samco. But they were all fast, dude. There was like none of them were slow. They were all badasses. And I don't think I could ever been on that team, man. And then there was as I got older, there was Moby Dick Bike Shop out of, I think they were, man, my best guess is San Jose, California. I'm not too sure, but there was a lot of quick dudes on Moby Dick, and I really tried to beat those guys because I was kind of, at that point I was aging up, 15, 16. I was pretty fast. So if I could even beat them to the first turn, I'm like, yeah, beating a Moby Dick rider, But those guys were all really good too, man. Yeah, those are the only two I can remember.
When I was on main, but the whole time I was on main bikes, dude, we always heard a rumor that Jeff Schofield started out on main bikes, and which turned out not to be true.
Okay.
But we were all thinking like, oh, you know what? We knew that there was some fast guys that were on before us, but I never really knew who it was until later years. I learned, like, every time I talk to someone says, I was on main bikes, I go, really? So it turns out that, Gary Hazelhorst, Craig Bark, Rob Del Pozo,
yeah,
Ryan Krupe, Carl Butler, all kinds of guys were on main bikes. So I guess I have good company on main bikes.
Man, you need to find, if you can, like a whole team roster of everybody that was ever on that team.
Mike Luna was on main bikes too.
Mike Luna was on there too, huh?
Yeah.
Dang, so you had to be legit to be on that team. It wasn't like, just anybody got on there. Yeah.
Yeah, we were fast, man. But anyways, what else you want to talk about? Something else? It's an hour and a half, dude. Let's go get something to eat.
Yeah, I think I'm done, man. I think that was a short show, but that was a good one. I'm definitely going back to this game, Kev. I definitely want to redo this. Let's call that a trial run tonight, and see if I think I could do it better. But the cool thing is there's so many legendary names to pick from, and we're familiar enough with them where we can pick winners. And I really want to see other people's opinions. On this. You know what I mean?
Fantasy BMX.
I might even have to put something on Facebook and go, okay, man, me and Kevin did this game. What do you guys think? Who goes to the main? Who wins the main? And then if Mike Miranda responds to that voicemail, I'll let you know. I forgot I did.
All right, man. What do you do when you're not with me, man?
Danny Pena BMX Racing on YouTube, BMX Magazine reviews, race reviews, all BMX content all the time. I at 969, I think, subscribers.
Oh, good.
Yeah, so I'm very, very close to my first 1,000. I dropped a couple videos, a couple shorts this week. I did the update on my bike, and I'm going to do a race review probably tomorrow. And so it's looking pretty good. Good growth on the channel.
We lost one subscriber and we got it back, so we're at 1152 right as we sit right now.
Nice. I don't know why people unsubscribe. Please don't do that.
Because I make them mad. I say something. Well, I talked about Diamondback and they said we're out of here. Click.
Yeah, I mean, real quick, Kevin, before we wrap up, I don't have anything against Diamondback. I didn't say a whole lot. Because Nick and Shane were like, nah, Diamondback never really did anything for me. And the first time I saw a Diamondback was probably 82. I thought it was one of the coolest bikes I'd ever seen. But then I was just barely getting exposed to BMX at the time. But I thought it was super clean. There was this kid, his name was Guy, and he lived in my neighborhood, and he had a clean Diamondback. It was chrome with all blue alloy parts on it, and it was sweet looking. And I'm like, damn, that bike's badass. That was the first time I saw a Diamondback. And I loved the decals on it. They were kind of the reflective kind of decals on there. And it was it just looked really cool. I think that was prior to like the introduction of Silver Streak, where it started to get mass produced. Like the early Diamondbacks, I thought they were like pretty cool. But that was just, I didn't want to say it because everybody was like, Diamondback, blah, blah, blah.
Let's be honest. We can sit here and talk up every BMX brand, and we could fake it, and we can say, "Oh, I love that show. That's a great part." Or I still love it. But let's be honest, dude. We're just being honest, right? That's just what it is, right?
Yeah, I mean, you're going to have your favorites. You're going to have your least favorites. I mean, it wouldn't be a show if we just loved everything.
Exactly, dude. Exactly.
Yeah.
It'd be boring to be like, okay, yeah, we get it. You love this, you love that. We appreciate you watching, and we hope you were entertained. And we hope to see you next time. Thank you very much. If you would like to support the channel, hit the subscribe button. If not, we can't force you. You can check us out at BMXPERTSPodcast.com. Thank you very much. And until next week, the track.
Oh, see you, Kev.